Okay, so I'm just gonna go out and say it, okay? I'm worried about the Eagles, okay? This is not the same team that I predicted to win the Super Bowl. I have a lot of concerns and questions. We're gonna start by talking about the defense and more specifically Quinion Mitchell. Not because I think he's a bad player, obviously. I think he's great. He just had one bad game, nothing super crazy, it happens. And yeah, he got away with a lot of penalties, I felt like. There was about 30 yards he gave up in total, but like I said, he had the defensive pass interference too, which basically gave up a free touchdown, and he missed some tackles, and CD had two drops, so his actual game was a lot worse than what the stat line showed, but I'm not just concerned about Quinion Mitchell, okay? I think he's going to be fine. Cooper DeJean's going to be fine as well, but it's the other guys. Like Adoree Jackson and my man Jacorian Bennett just played some terrible, terrible football for the entire time. Once again, do not forget this is not a good Dallas Cowboys team. This shouldn't have been a close game, but it was. It came right down to the wire. And I don't know, man. If Jacorian and Adoree Jackson continue to play like as much football as they are, Philadelphia, at the very least, is going to have some weaknesses on it. And remember, this was a defense that just absolutely shut down the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. And if this keeps up, I don't think that's going to happen this season. But it's the offense that scares me the most because, look, obviously Kellen Moore was gone. There was a lot of big questions that were going to come from that and the way that this new system is set up. But it's just, look, first of all, let's pretend that the A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith thing is just a fluke, okay? Let's say that Deron Bland and Trayvon Diggs just played out of their minds, even though they barely played man-to-man. And let's also say that the 77.4% of shotgun snaps that the Eagles ran is also just a fluke. It's something to monitor going forward, but it did happen. My main problem with how the Eagles offense looked on Thursday was just a total lack of dynamic and explosive plays. Besides the pass that went to Jahan Dotson, they really just looked flat out there. Dallas Goedert having 7 checkdowns is just not what this offense was last year. And I don't know, man. Without Landon Dickerson and the lack of outside zone from Saquon, it's just something that is a little bit alarming because Jalen Hurts actually played pretty damn well. It's more of how are you going to be able to rely on him to do that every single week and just kill people with his legs? It's just, it looked unexplosive and formulaic at times. This was not the offense that we saw last year. Maybe I'm overreacting. They just had one bad rusty game because, they were really not great for the first 4 weeks of last year, but they showed signs. And this year, there was just that lack of big play potential that they were so known for when their dominant Super Bowl run took place.